What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today I am going to share with you one of my favorite Dominion games, potentially one of my longest games to date as well. But in this game, as the thumbnail says, I wound up trashing 60 cards throughout the course of this game. Before we get into the how, I do want to talk about the why, and that is because this game has the landmark tomb, where every time you trash a card, you gain a victory point. So I was making my deck smaller and doing my thing, but I was also gaining victory points in the process. And this kingdom, as you'll see, 5 of the 10 cards allow you to trash. So there was just a lot of opportunity for trashing in this kingdom, and I made full use of it. I'm not going to break down every card here at the start of the video, but you can find a link to the full stream in the video description. But I'm just going to start us off on turn 3. I have purchased 2 masquerades, and my opponent has purchased a masquerade and a black market. So there's a lot going on in this kingdom. I wind up trashing cards pretty aggressively throughout the entire game, and I get a pretty good lead on my opponent. But then my opponent realizes they should start trashing cards pretty aggressively too, and they're able to start catching up, and that's when I realize I do also have to try to figure out a way to end this game. So we'll see what strategies develop over the course of the game and what happens, and we'll see if my strategy here is any good or if it's just all trash. I think I'm just going to grab a pair of masquerades and just try to start trashing as much as possible. This is fine. Nothing happening there. And then we should be able to buy a 5. So maybe that would be a counterfeit. Get rid of our coppers. Masquerade's always funny, though, because if you trash too well, then you don't have anything to do. Overload seems good, but so does everything else. You can't scrap an Overlord. Let's Masquerade. Let's give him an estate. And then let's trash an estate. And then, yeah, we got 5. So with 5, I don't know. There's Storyteller. Storyteller doesn't trash or anything, though. What's the most you can do on scrap? Card, action, buy, silver, horse. Card, action, buy, coin, silver, horse. So you can trash a 6. We actually want to grab a horse as soon as possible, too, because then we can trash the horse to get an animal fair. It's kind of, are these from the same set? They are. So yeah, that's kind of intentional there. Something also tells me like a counterfeit isn't that bad. Just because I can make my deck really small. Though there is obviously a risk of that with the 2 masquerades that I'm already running, but let's try it. It's going to be at least a silver that trashes in the early game, and making our deck small just seems good all around. They played Black Market and then just repaid their debt. That's funny. Let's give them an estate, then let's trash an estate, and now I can make up to 6, which isn't really super great here. Oh, but it's 6 with 2 buys. Oh, that's great. Okay. So now I've got 2 buys. I can go like Black Market, scrap. I think that something like that is probably pretty good. And I definitely don't mind scrapping my masquerades, scrapping my black markets, and things like that. I might even just like double scrap here, because I really don't mind scrapping itself. Like I don't want to scrap a black market, so that'll feel awkward. Yeah, let's just grab 2 scraps. I just want to be scrapping as much as possible. They are playing Masquerade, so let's give them a copper. And they gave me an estate. Yeah, that's pretty good, the flexibility about that, because you can just make it a Masquerade when you want it to. But we're going to Masquerade this right back. Actually, let's give them a copper. Then let's trash an estate, and then... Oh. Oh. My opponent is being nice about this one. I think I'll have to undo twice. Yeah, so we wanna pass this estate to them and then trash this estate. So yeah, there we go. We do want to find a way to generate additional actions. So I think I am gonna go ahead and grab an Ironmonger here. I think that's gonna be good for us. So Masquerade, they're just gonna give us that estate right back. And that is totally fine because we're going to give it right back to them. Actually, no, we're not. I think we're going to scrap for plus a card plus an action, or plus a coin plus an action? Plus a horse plus an action? Yeah, that seems fine. Scrap for... horse action, Masquerade, copper. I think we can trash. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And combine Ironmonger. And we actually have an additional buy on top of that. We're going to get rid of these Masquerades soon, I think. So, yeah, it's good, I think. Everything trashes. Let's give my opponent a copper. And yeah, scrapping the horse is now really good. We can just keep scrapping the horse. My opponent is black marketing, so this is going to add a lot of randomness to the game. How much gold do they have? They've got 6, so they can buy the ghost ship. Oof, yeah, that's rough. So they can't buy the expand because they trashed a copper. That is awkward. They can buy the ghost ship, though, which I think is a pretty solid attack. And will wind up being decent for them. Yeah, like at some point we could even mission if like all we're doing is just like... There's not a way to go infinite, is there? If you make your deck just horses and scraps... I might have been playing this kingdom wrong. There might be a way to go infinite with horses and scraps. So you scrap the horse, you make a horse, you draw it. Yeah, you just go card, horse, scrap. Oh, well, now I'm really into that. Now I think I just want to buy every scrap and generate like 4 victory points each turn. And there should not be a way for my opponent to catch up from that. They grabbed the sculptor. Okay. So yeah, let's toss the horse. Let's do card action horse. Okay, let's go Ironmonger. So I got +1 action off of that, and I have another scrap in the deck. So let's keep it. Let's Ironmonger. So I have an action floating now, right? Yeah. Guess I can keep counterfeit. That's fine for now. Actually, undo. Let's not keep counterfeit. Let's find another scrap. Oh, but this is gonna... Yeah, you know what? Let's keep it for now. I'm sorry. Let's masquerade. Let's give them a copper. Let's trash this. Let's hang on to the horse. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's undo 2. Let's not trash the copper because we can buy 2 scraps. Yeah, let's not trash the copper here. Wait. What? Where are we? Oh, okay. I know. Stuff isn't showing log. Okay. So yeah, we just want to not trash. Let's end the actions. Counterfeit. Copper, 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 and now let's buy 2 scraps. And I think we can make our deck like all scraps and horses and really make this awkward for our opponent. Oh. Oh. Wait, I didn't know you could do what you're saying. That's really neat. Okay, so apparently you just hit undo and then you get to click in the log. You get to click in the log where you want to go back to. So that is really cool, and we'll have to make use of that in the future. Opponent overlording for an ironmonger. Yeah, I think these ironmongers are going to be good now. And like, my opponent's going to get to do this black market stuff, but I think if you just... I think scrap is just a combo unto itself. You just keep scrapping the horses, and like maybe we'll work in an animal fair or something like that in the meantime. Let's start with an ironmonger. It's a scrap. We definitely want to keep scrap. And now I'm going to scrap masquerade for card action horse. Yes. And I do have 2 actions, so maybe I should masquerade first here now. Yeah, let's pass them a copper. Do I want to trash a copper? Yeah, I want to make my deck pretty small at this point, and now I can just counterfeit copper. And that's good enough. Let's scrap a scrap. And let's do... guess we do card action horse again. But I'm not even convinced that we're going to play an action that we get here. Maybe let's grab a silver. We're just going to be buying a scrap, and if we draw an action, we can trash it. Like if we draw a horse, we trash it and get animal fair. Yes. Okay, so counterfeit, copper. Let's get scrap, and then let's grab an animal fair, trashing our horse. So we're at 14, and we're also like drawing our whole deck each turn. We're just scrapping wherever possible. We got the silver just so that we could trash it with counterfeit and do some cool stuff with that. Though unfortunately, yeah, this is where things get a little bit awkward here, as we're going to have to give better cards to our opponent than we can receive. We could have given them like a horse or something like that too, but I think that this is ultimately just all going to be okay, because we're just going to be able to generate so much more from Tomb than our opponent. Now, they were able to make 2 out of this turn with Counterfeit and Masquerade. So that's definitely good for them. Once we run out the scraps, then Animal Fair will also give us an additional buy. But we can also just start missioning every turn and then doing this scrap and horse thing. I just picked up the Animal Fair because it seemed fine to like get us to the point. And I don't really want to be scrapping scraps or ironmongers. I think those are the ones that I want to hang on to the most. But yeah, like here I'm just going to scrap this Animal Fair, and that is that's totally fine, I think. Because then I just get one of everything. Oh no, you scrap the horse, right? Okay, yeah, let's scrap the horse. Yeah. Let's trash this, grab horse card action. And now let's grab the Masquerade. Let's give them that. I can hang on to the copper. That seems fine. So let's not trash. We're going to go ahead and scrap the Animal Fair. That gives us one of everything. Then we scrap the horse. And that's going to give us card action horse, I believe. Well, let's see. If we draw a scrap, we don't need to play it. Okay, yeah, we don't need the action. Let's go for a coin. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, Ironmonger. Okay, well, that's kind of an awkward one. I guess we'll trash the Ironmonger, get another Animal Fair here. That seems fine. When you gain this, you may trash a copper from your hand. So we're not making use of that. I'm like considering mission, but I think I just want to grab scraps. We just wound up a little bit short with how much coin we had because I didn't leave myself enough to play this Ironmonger. But that's fine. Let's buy, I guess, Animal Fair and just buy another scrap. And I think we're doing nothing with this additional buy here. Maybe we do just grab coppers. I'm not really sure. It makes our deck smaller again, or bigger again, which I think is bad. But I think we're doing okay with everything else. So now we have to think about how we're planning on ending the game. Otherwise, our opponent could theoretically come back eventually. I don't want to run out the horses. That seems like a big endeavor. Yeah, to run through every single horse in the deck would be a lot. So there goes my opponent's first province, and then they also buy a Masquerade. And I don't know what the heck Raider is. I will have to take a look at that one. So Raider is each other player with 5 or more cards discards a copy of a card you have in play, and then they gain 3 more at the start of the next turn. Okay, so they grabbed that off of their black market. Let's lead with Ironmonger. I don't know if we need horse or not yet. Let's discard it. Let's scrap a horse, grabbing horse card action. Perfect. That's why we did that. Let's scrap a horse, grabbing horse card action. And then we have counterfeit. Will we give something else to them? I don't really want to give them a scrap, but I don't really want to trash a scrap either. Yeah, this is where things start to get a little risky. I guess I'd rather give them a counterfeit. Yeah, and I'll trash this copper. And then I'll scrap a scrap going card action horse. And then all I have is a silver. So there's nothing I can really do with that. Yeah, we're tubing a lot, but I'm not really sure what we're doing. I'll just buy a copper so that we can potentially give it to them. But yeah, I don't totally know what exactly my plan is yet this game. Um, on turns where I play 2 animal fairs, that allows me to buy a province, so that could certainly be like a late game thing. If I'm able to generate buys off of anything, animal fair or scrap, then I can buy multiple animal fairs in a turn, trashing a bunch of cards from my hand. So if I do that, then... Alright, we gotta give them a horse, unfortunately. So yeah, that's definitely the awkward part of the strategy that we got going on, is we gotta give them good cards. But they give us a Masquerade. So that's totally fine too, because now we just have to draw into the Ironmonger, and we'll be able to play the Masquerade and hopefully give them a copper. That will be the plan with all of our Masquerades. Counterfeit the counterfeit for the Ducat and the Ducat. Yeah, that's a lot, yeah. Counterfeit, trashing everything. That's pretty cool. Counterfeiting a counterfeit lets you trash 3 cards total. And now they've got 10 with 2 buys. They're going for another counterfeit. They like what happened to this turn. And what else do they got? Horn of Plenty does seem like it will be cool at some point. Yeah, they are going to go for a Horn of Plenty. Because that would have been good for them here. All right, so let's start by scrapping a horse, getting a card in action, and another horse in the deck. Then we got Ironmonger. That's beautiful. And we hit the silver, which is unlucky. Yeah, nothing's run out yet. Let's just discard this. Let's scrap a horse. Getting card action horse again. And then let's Masquerade. We'll probably just pass them a Masquerade. And I think we can just... Yeah, we can just trash this. We're not making use of it. And then I'll grab Animal Fair. Trashing a horse. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. If they Masquerade us here, we can... Oh, they went for a Storyteller. Oh, okay. That is interesting. That doesn't seem super powerful, but yeah, that's because they already had the Masquerade. So we'll just give them a copper and probably get a copper back. No, we got a Masquerade back. Okay, yeah, we kind of Masquerade flooded them a little bit. So now we might consider scrapping these silvers. Our opponent definitely, like, catching up with us, though. So I definitely want to be mindful of that. The way that we get ahead, obviously, is by drawing our whole deck, ironmongering, and just playing both of our animal fairs. And that gives us 8 coin to work with. And wow, these have been long games. We might have to pick this one up another day with our opponent, because yeah, these ones have certainly been long. So I have to discard either Masquerade or Copper. Yeah, I guess we just discard Copper, and I'll trash the Masquerade. I don't mind getting some of these Masquerades out of the deck here. Let's do card action Horse, and then I think we will scrap I think I might play a horse here. Yeah, let's start by playing a horse. Okay, so now I can scrap the animal fare, or I can just scrap the silver. Let's start by scrapping the silver. Card action horse. Now I think I scrap the masquerade again. Card action horse. So now I think I will play the horse. That should draw me into the ironmonger. Oh, it didn't. The ironmonger's on the bottom. Okay. Let's do a bunch of stuff, get a bunch of things, then ironmonger, and we can discard the horse, I think. I don't think it really matters. Yeah, top deck a horse, that way I can at least give it to them. And then we'll animal fare and play a silver, and then I buy 2 scraps. Okay. So how many tombs did I do that turn? I did 4 tombs that turn, and then bought some more scraps. This hand is obviously a little bit awkward. But once we hit that scrap, then we're going to have extra animal fares. I do need to buy another animal fare at some point too. So one of these horses will probably turn into an animal fare at the end of it, which is fine. Could also just do... No, I want to do a little bit more. Like 4:45 is when I should be calling this, so I'm not sure if we'll get in another game, to be honest. This game is going to be long. This game still looks a while off. So we have to try to think about how we eventually want to start ending the game as well. And I think the easiest thing... They trashed a province with their scrap. Wow. Whoa. Big move. Okay, province got scrapped. That is pretty crazy. My opponent now potentially trying to get back into what they want to do here. Yeah, this is tricky because the counterfeit takes things off the board. Yeah, this is tricky. Have to play copper before counterfeits. So I think my opponent can do this here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is going to be pretty good. They trashed a province, but they're going to Horn of Plenty for 2 provinces this turn. So they play the copper, then they play the counterfeit, then they can play another counterfeit. They're just going right for the Horn of Plenty. That is totally fine. So, oh, they're going for animal fares here. Okay, gotcha. Because they have 2 ironmongers. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Now they're playing a counterfeit and just purchasing a province. But they're still pretty far behind me here. So let's start off with a horse. Okay, and then let's scrap a horse. Go card action horse. I wish there was a shortcut for card action horse. Let's scrap a horse. Go card action horse on this one. Maybe we'll do something different on the next one. Okay, great. Ironmonger. We hit another scrap. We hit animal fare. There's not going to be a way to do exactly what I want to do this turn. But if we scrap the horse... I don't really want to scrap the animal fare. guess I want more Ironmongers. Because that's how I... No, Ironmonger doesn't even draw cards either. So what draws cards? Really nothing. Just horses. Horses draw cards. Maybe the horses are worth hanging on to then for a second. Okay, this is tricky. So if I grab this Animal Fair, yeah. Yeah, okay, let's keep it. Let's scrap the horse. Going, card, action. Oh, I don't actually need action. So I can take coin, card, coin, horse. And then I can scrap Animal Fair, get one of everything. Then I can just scrap the copper just to do it. Yeah, it gives me an extra thing off Tomb. Why not? And then it's 2 buys with absolutely nothing. So I'll just buy 2 coppers. That's fine. Oh, I guess I could have just not played that scrap, and then I would have been able to buy a scrap. Oh, well. Oh, well. It's fine. Yeah, I'm not really gaining anything here other than victory points. That's really all that we're doing, is we're just scrapping, we're moving through everything, and then we're just slowly gaining victory points with all this. But that's fine. That's good enough. We have 0 Animal Fairs in our deck at this point. You can have a Kappa. That is fine. And they do have an action floating here, but you can't play 2 Masquerades in a turn, really, because you just get to give back whatever was gotten. Oh, okay. So I do have an Animal Fair yet again. We love to see that. That is pretty good. So now at this point, I will probably be scrapping the silver, and I'll be trying pretty hard to play this Animal Fair. And 2 buys for my opponent. I think they are going to let me have the last scrap. I should be able to buy scrap and Animal Fair this turn pretty easily. And then it shouldn't be too hard to press this advantage and make sure that I am gaining more victory points a turn than my opponent. I think that there might be a place where I can mission coming up as well once the... Well, it really has nothing to do with the scraps being gone, because like last turn I didn't buy anything. I guess I have to discard Animal Fair, huh? Because if I discard Ironmonger, no, I scrap the silver. All right, let's discard Ironmonger. Ooh, they bought a mission, but all you can do on these extra turns... Yeah, I don't even think you want to play horse on these extra turns. All you can do on these extra turns is gain points from Tomb, because you cannot buy anything. So mission's really interesting, but yeah, if you're scrapping enough, then you can get some extra stuff there. Has my opponent trashed their black market? They have. Yeah, so we've got quite the game here. My opponent being the first one to mission is definitely cool. I think that we are going to want to mission as well. Oh, you can Horn of Plenty. Okay, so they'll be able to grab a 6 this turn. They're counterfeiting their counterfeit. I'm not sure if they had meant to do that, but yeah, they could just grab like counterfeit Horn of Plenty here off this horn, and then they've gained 3 points off their extra turn, so that's certainly not horrible for an extra turn to grab 3. Wow, another Horn of Plenty. Okay. Very cool. So now they can get an additional Horn of Plenty and counterfeit. And kind of funny, my opponent trying to end the game off counterfeits and Horn of Plenties. They're also trying to just like do different things than I'm doing, because that will make it so that I'm less likely to end the game. They grab the scrap, which is good for us. Because now I could do something like animal fare, silver. Probably don't want to do that just yet. But it means that I can play animal fare to generate additional buys and use that additional buy to grab mission. So I think I will be making use of that. My opponent on their extra turn here grabbed 1, 2, 3, 4 points off of Tomb. So that is good. They're still down by 7, but they can definitely make that difference up. So let's see. Yeah, we're out of scraps. So let's start by scrapping a silver. Probably want card, action, and horse. If we draw a horse, yeah, I wasn't sure about that one. But we have all the information that we need to know about. I just kind of want to scrap the horse just for the points. So let's do card, action, horse, and if we find another horse, we'll animal fare it. Perfect. So let's play animal fare. Let's buy an animal fare off our horse, and then let's buy a mission. Okay, we've got a game here with my opponent. So we are scrapping a horse, going card, action, horse, and then we are... we can scrap this silver. So let's play a horse. Okay, let's scrap the silver. Going card, action, horse. Great, then let's scrap the horse. Going card, action, horse. Play the Ironmonger and then trash what we get off the Ironmonger. We can't make any buys this turn anyways. I can also just scrap the Ironmonger, which would also put a silver into the deck. Though I also don't even need the card. If I don't need the card, then I don't need the action. I guess I just go card, action, silver, horse. That seems fine. If I draw a scrap, then I just scrap my copper. Yeah, card, action, silver, horse. We drew a horse, and I think I'm just going to hang on to it. Could also play it, draw a scrap and a horse. I could also just play it and draw 2 horses, at which point all I've done is use up one of my horses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I gained 7 victory points on this turn, so I definitely think I'm like ahead of my opponent here. I can't buy an animal fare on this turn. Yeah. We're good. We're good. Yeah, that's fine. Now we have 2 animal fares, so we just have to figure out a way to generate actions, which means drawing our Ironmonger, which I'm not actually sure that I have anymore. But once I play animal fare, that will give me 2 buys. I'll be able to run out the animal fares with the extra cards in my hand, and then potentially grab a mission at the end of that. So I think we're doing good here. Yeah, I think I should be able to generate about 13 per turn, all the while blowing through. Like, I should be able to get 2 animal fares and a mission on this turn. And that's even if I do, like, nothing, right? No, one animal fare. One animal fare. Let's give my opponent... I believe we give them an animal fare here because I can't play 2 animal fares. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now we could consider scrapping a silver. I think that's how we'll start our turn, is scrapping the silver. They're going to trash the animal fare, get a whole bunch of everything. Yeah, I guess I could have done that with my animal fare as well. Maybe I should have just given them a horse. Oh well. My opponent getting 4, or no, just 3. 3 on their tomb this turn, but they can also buy provinces. I can't really buy provinces in any capacity. They're grabbing a Masquerade because they're like, wow, this guy's giving me animal fares off the Masquerade, and Masquerade is definitely a good means for that in this kingdom. I'm somewhat tempted to horse, but I'm also tempted to just scrap the silver, go card action, horse. I think I definitely scrap the horse. Go card, action, horse again. Yeah, and now if I draw a horse, I drew a silver. So that is a little bit awkward because I can't really do anything with the silver. If it was something else, I could have done something with it. Oh, you know what? Can I repay my debt with... I can repay my debt on a mission turn. Okay. So let's Animal Fair, silver. Let's buy a mission and an Overlord. And then I'll repay 2 debt, and I'll repay the rest of the debt on this next turn. Oh yeah, this seems great. Okay. So, and by the rest of the debt, I mean just the tiniest little sliver of it. Let's scrap a horse. Card action... horse. Let's scrap a horse. Grabbing card, action, horse. And then let's scrap a horse. Grabbing... If I'm going to grab card, then I have to grab action. Let's go coin, silver, horse. Play this and repay 2 debt. That's a good use of a mission turn, is to pay off your debt. I like that. Now if we get masqueraded, we are giving up a horse, but that's fine. We're beating my opponent by 16. This is like a crazy tomb game. Yeah, I figured masquerade would be coming out here, but let's pass my opponent a horse. We're gonna get a copper back. We could always give this back to them too, but we're probably overlording and using the Overlord as a monger. Though we will have to repay our debt slowly before we can mission again, which is a little bit awkward too. So maybe that's going to be more awkward than I had anticipated. But, I mean, all we have to do is draw Animal Fair and the mission is repaid. Or the Overlord is repaid, I mean. My opponent with multiple scraps and ironmongers now. Well, you can have your copper back. That's fine. Okay. Ducat is better than copper. I'll take a Ducat. Because that means I can... Well, either way, I'm just repaying my debt. But Ducat, I can scrap. So I like that. We're just going to give it back to them again, I suppose. And my opponent with, like 4 victory points on this turn. And they still haven't done any of their other big stuff. They did give me back my horse. That's nice. Oh, they gave me back a different horse, and then they trashed my horse. So one thing that's a little bit sneaky that I want to pay attention to is the horse pile being gone. And I'm actually going to go to a Dominion rules server and just ask... I don't believe that horses count towards ending the game. So I looked down for a little bit, but they're Horn of Plentying and grabbing provinces. Oh, because it... Our opponent and I are doing some crazy stuff this game. So now they are ahead of me because they have been getting provinces. So that is a little bit annoying. And this turn doesn't look like it's going to be super good for me. I think we start by playing a horse to draw more cards that we can scrap. All right. Yeah, I kind of want to play more horses even. Okay, so now let's scrap one horse to start off with. Card action horse. We do need to find our Overlord so that we can do some other stuff here. We haven't hit it yet, so let's play another horse. We didn't get there. So we can probably scrap a scrap. That'll give us our Overlord. I also don't think... Let's look at the rules. Okay. So, yeah, what's tricky is it's really tough for us to end the game and much easier for my opponent to end the game. All right, let's... Do I want to trash a scrap? Let's trash a silver to start off with. Card, action, horse. Alright, yeah. And then we have Overlord. So now we Overlord for Ironmonger. We'll get an additional action. It's definitely where we start. Overlord for Ironmonger. We drew the scrap, so a little bit awkward on the order. Maybe we're just paying off the animal fare. Grabbing more animal fares and then converting that in some capacity. I do think I'll have to scrap a scrap here because in order to... Yeah, that's fine. We can keep a horse, though. In order to win, I think we need all of our coins, and we'll need to win the mission. So if we scrap this, we draw the horse. We want to keep an action, and we want to put another horse in the deck. Great. Okay, then we scrap a horse, and we're still going to have one action, so we don't need another action. We just take a coin. Oh, wait, maybe we wanted to buy more animal fares on this turn? One additional buy. Yeah, we wanted to repay that, buy an animal fare. Yeah. All right, so slash undo. And I want to redo back to playing the scrap. So let's see if this works. Okay, yeah. So with two actions here, which means I didn't even need two actions on this. I didn't need to generate actions on this one. I just wanted to draw the horse. All right. Undo. Trash scrap. Okay, let's go back. Because if all I'm doing is trashing scrap, yeah, I can grab the horse. I do think I want to play it, but I don't need to generate actions off of it. So I know a horse is on top. So I play this, trashing a scrap. I'm going to draw the horse. I don't need an action. We do +1 buy, and we gain a horse. Right? And then I animal fair. I'll have 3 buys. I scrap the scrap and the horse. Grab more animal fairs. Right. Okay. Animal fair. Now I have 3 buys. Autoplay my treasures. I repay my debt. Oh, wait. I forgot. I needed to also grab a coin. I needed to grab a coin off of this. Complicated turns. Okay, so I want the card because I want the horse, I want the buy, and then I want the coin. Yes. Okay, then I play the animal fair. I have 3 buys. I autoplay my treasures. I repay my debt. I buy the mission. I buy an animal fair. And I buy an animal fair. Great. Okay. Now on this second turn, I'm just looking for Overlord so that I can Ironmonger additional actions. Oh wait, but I can't purchase anything this turn. Oh. I meant to buy I meant to buy an Overlord on the Bison Animal Fair. Okay. I need to buy an Overlord. Right. Because I want... This is... Okay. We good. Okay. That's what I wanted to do with the turn, because now I'll have something to do with these animal fairs on this turn. So let's Overlord and Ironmonger, and now we have additional actions here. This is fine. Let's scrap the horse, grab a card in action, and a horse. Then I think we scrap the horse again. Go card, action, horse. Sure. Okay, perfect, perfect. And now we have 2 actions. So let's just... I think we just Ironmonger here. Also Masquerade. No, we can't Masquerade. We need to do something that generates action. So let's go Ironmonger. Let's keep the silver because we can Masquerade it back. And then we play Animal Fair. We play Animal Fair. And we repay our debt. That's all we were trying to do, is repay our debt on that bonus turn there. Okay, and now... Is there an avenue to victory? I have no clue. Yeah. definitely giving them a copper. Bet they weren't expecting that one for us to give them a bad card. So I don't even know what we're doing on this turn. They're gaining just about as much as we are at this point. Okay, so now we got to give them something back. I guess we just give them silver, but the problem is, like, this counterfeit isn't good for us. Oh, they're going to give us back that copper, right? So, oh no, did they trash that copper? Oh, they did trash the copper, so we got back at the silver. That's good. That's why we kept the silver on top, so that we could do it. But they have their whole deck at their hands. Ironmonger, Overlord, Sculptor, Scrap, Masquerade, Raider. Guess I'll get rid of Scrap. Alright, so we can get the last Animal Fair. But there's no way for us to, like... we would need a lot of extra buys here. It's possible. It's possible. No, I only have 2 extra buys, and on the mission turn, you cannot buy. So now I think I want to convert to actually just buying provinces in this endgame here. And I believe that starts with an Ironmonger. What else could we do? We could black market. That could potentially get us anything. Don't want to Masquerade because we don't have actions floating. I think it starts by Ironmongering. Could also Storyteller and draw my whole deck. If I Overlord Storyteller, I draw 5. I'll probably be able to find the other Overlord, but then I have to find the other Overlord and both Animal Affairs. Animal Affairs. Oof. But it's interesting. It's interesting to at least consider that. Kind of don't love doing that because I already have like 5, which seems like I'm so close to doing that. But the Ironmonger's only 1 card deeper. I guess it lets me look at the next card, which potentially is a draw as well. Lets me try to find the horses and stuff. If I just Storyteller and try to find horses that way. Let's go Overlord. Do we want to grab the Storyteller? Don't even remember if did I just play both of my things last turn? Yeah, I played both of my Animal Fairs last turn, but then I reshuffled my deck. Right, so they're here. Both my Animal Fairs are here. Yeah, this scrap is only here because my opponent made me discard it. So both my Animal Fairs and my Overlord are in this part of my deck. I have no clue how many horses I have. Let's Storyteller. This seems fun. Counterfeit, Treasure. Okay, and then we just draw everything. So that includes the Overlord and both Animal Fairs. So at this point, I'm pretty sure I want to Ironmonger, give myself a bunch of actions. I think I'm just going to grab a Pravi. Do we want this scrap? We'll also have additional buys, so we could scrap the scrap and get a buy. Yeah, that's the other question is like... I meant we could get an Animal Fair with it. And grabbing the last Animal Fair is also really interesting. Because it means we could go for like a Ducat push or something like that. Obviously we can't do it just yet. But each animal fair lets us buy 2 Ducats. We'll have 3 animal fairs. So it's not quite, but we could get some this turn. We have to watch. There's really not many horses left in the deck even. I'm going to discard this. I think I'm going to scrap a scrap for a horse card action. Use the other scrap to get animal fair. Okay. Scrap a scrap. Card action horse. This is the last horse. So we like that. We did draw a scrap. But now I think I just buy 2 animal fairs. That gives me 8. And a few buys. I think with that I buy a province and an animal fair. And probably nothing else. Province, animal fair, trashing the scrap. Now I'm beating my opponent by 8. That's definitely doable. Question is, do I want Overlord? I think no. I think we're already good in that capacity. The question is then, do I want any coppers? No. I think I'm just going to risk giving them good cards off Masquerade rather than putting... Yeah, I can just give them scrap off Masquerade. That's fine. We have to give them more than that. We give them a horse. But the horses should allow me to draw my whole deck. The Overlord should allow me to play all 3 animal fairs, which gives me 12 gold, 7 buys, which is not enough to buy every Ducat. Or every Masquerade. It's not enough to buy every Ironmonger either. Maybe there's a way to generate some money that I haven't thought of yet, though. We're giving them scrap, I believe. Scrap is a way to generate money. And buys. But I don't have... Oh, silver. A silver is a way to generate money. So now if I have 1 scrap to generate a buy, that's... Well, all I need to do is generate a buy and 2... I still need 2 more gold either way. All the Ironmongers or all the Ducats, either way, that's 16. Yeah, they're buying all the silvers now because the horses are gone. That's right. Okay. Maybe there's a way for me to scrap into horses. If the game meets ending conditions, but I buy a mission, does that turn happen, or does the game end? I believe the game ends if a mission is purchased on the final turn. Otherwise, I could tie the game and then try to use mission to just trash a single card. This is annoying because I was liking this silver and now I'm going to get something worse. But that's fine. Oh, they give me back a scrap. Yeah, they can't do anything with the silver here. They're going to give me back the silver, I think. How many actions do they have? 0 actions? Yeah, this is fine. We'll get the silver. So I'm beating them now by 1. 14. I know I've got enough buys. I've got 7 buys. This is so close. I buy mission. Well, wait, I can't buy mission and end the game. What would I be? How would I possibly do that? All right, let's start with horsing. Start by horsing around. Then I think I'm going to need to at least use 1 ironmonger. Okay, we drew the province. We had to get the province out of the way. Do we want this scrap? This means we have an action. So I think it's like so close to being here. I think we might have it. No, we need to find our other animal fair. That was part of it as well. That's 12. That's 14. 14. Yeah, Overlord has to become an ironmonger. I only have 1 province, right? Gains a province. So that's all them. I bought 1 province. Yeah, okay. So I only have this 1 province. And I don't think I have any coppers in my deck, because that would be disastrous. But also, like, I need a copper in my deck. I just have to draw these things in the right order. Let's discard it. I don't think it matters just yet. Let's go for the horse. Oh, I have counterfeit. Oh, that's it. Overlord, Ironmonger, Animal Fair. So I want to keep this Animal Fair. I think I've got it. I just need to make sure I don't mess this up. Okay. So I scrap. Actually, I can just horse to draw my last 2 cards. Then I scrap the scrap. Horse, drawing the last 2 cards. So then we scrap the scrap. Perfect. I want a buy, a coin, and an action. Done choosing. Wow. Okay, we did it. We did it. Animal Fair, Animal Fair, Animal Fair, counterfeit, silver, and now I can buy all 4 ironmongers and win. Or all 4 masquerades. Oh, I didn't even realize it was so much simpler because my opponent must have gained a masquerade. Okay, so 9 buys. Yeah, let's just buy all the ironmongers. Wait, no, masquerade's just better. Okay, let's buy all the masquerades. And then a duchy. And that's it. GG. Wow. Okay, that was crazy. Thank you guys very much for watching, and if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and a comment to let me know. If you want to watch the full match against Hoyo, you can find a link for that in the video description below. As well, my match against Hoyo was part of a league for Dominion Online, so if you want to watch that whole thing and follow me along in this journey, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content in the future. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.